Center Cable Network, y en distintos otros canales por todo el país, porque tenemos arreglos con todas estas compañías, y se puede ver desde Corozal hasta Toledo, desde San Pedro hasta el Benque. También si vives en la circunvecindad de Orange Walk, digamos 25 millas, personas dicen que está más. No, si no tienes cable o optas no tener cable, puesto el precio alto del cable hoy en día, la gente dice con Canal 10 es suficiente. Muchas gracias por eso. Simplemente necesitas extender tu antena o hacer una conexión por afuera para poder ver Canal 10 en claro y también gratis. También estamos transmitiendo en vivo por internet, así que personas por todo el mundo pueden enlazarse con nosotros, y donde sea que estés por el mundo, si es que estás en los Estados Unidos, en Europa o en Timbuktu, no importa, puedes verlo simplemente entrando en el programa YouTube y poniendo Sugar City Morning Show, teclando eso para la fecha que quieres ver. Lo bueno aquí es que todos los programas están archivados ya, así que si quieres ver el programa de la semana pasada, martes por decir, puedes hacerlo, simplemente por teclando la fecha que quieres ver. También un saludo atento a todas las personas que nos ven en los Estados Unidos a diario. Muy buenos días. Como siempre, empezando este programa con una nota de reconocimiento y agradecimiento según tu fe. Porque mi fe me dice de que Dios me ama, Dios nos ama colectivamente, Dios nos ama intensamente, y que Él nos da todas las bendiciones, y que hoy, ya que amaneció otro día, debemos de agradecerle por todo lo que hace por nosotros. Padre, te estoy humildemente dando las gracias por todas tus bendiciones, porque hoy sucedió el milagro de que puedo abrir mis ojos, de poder vivir, de poder respirar, de poder hablar, con las fuerzas también para venir a chambear. Gracias por todo esto. Te doy las gracias también por el bienestar que me das, por todos mis familiares, por mis amistades, compañeros de trabajo, y por todos que se unen a esta oración a este momento. Te pido, Padre, que continúes bendiciéndonos. Sé que nos amas, sé que nos perdona si así nosotros lo queremos. Nos apoyas cuando más lo necesitamos, y siempre. Y Padre, siempre estás ahí cuando el tiempo está para nosotros algo difícil. Te doy las gracias, Padre. Te pido que continúes bendiciéndonos y apoyándonos. Te pido que nos llenes de tu gracia y que tengas misericordia en nosotros. De que somos pecadores, somos pecadores. Padre, también te pido por todas las personas que están pasando por tiempos difíciles a este momento, bien económicamente, físicamente, emocionalmente o hasta espiritualmente, que no se logran encontrar, que todavía tienen problemas con identidad, que están todavía con un problema bastante fuerte, emocional también. Para los niños desamparados, los viejitos abandonados, sí, por ellos también, y por todos los enfermos y enfermas en los hospitales y en las cárceles y en sus casas. Padre, te pido que nos cuides y que los bendigas y los sanes y que los confortes. Te damos las gracias, Padre, te bendecimos siempre. Amén. Good morning. If you've just joined us, it is 8 minutes after 7 o'clock. And it is a pleasure to salute you and to greet you this morning We have the general weather forecast at this moment. For today, Wednesday, the 18th of July, the general situation, relatively moist and unstable conditions affecting the area. What bugs me is that word relatively. It's either wet and moist or dry. But they seem to have an affinity to that word relatively. The 24-hour forecast. Cloudy spells with a few showers and isolated thunderstorms over most areas this morning, becoming isolated this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight with isolated showers and isolated thunderstorms. A few more will affect the south tonight. Let me repeat that. There was a message coming in just at the same time. It says, showers and thunderstorms over most areas this morning, becoming isolated this afternoon. Partly cloudy tonight with isolated showers and isolated thunderstorms. A few more will affect the south tonight. For some reason it's not worded right. The winds blowing from the east-northeast, 5 to 15 knots. The sea state, light chop. Temperatures along the coast, a high of 86 and a low of 80 degrees. Inland, a high of 90 degrees and a low of 74. And in the hills, a very comfortable 81 degrees Fahrenheit as a high and 70 degrees Fahrenheit as a low. There are no warnings at this moment. The outlook for Thursday, and good Lord, tomorrow is already Thursday, is for only isolated showers. We want to thank Francisca Wellington for this information, and notice that it was posted on the web at 5:29. Thank you very much, Francisca. Muy buenos días, compañeros, compañeras. Bienvenidos todos al Sugar City Morning Show para hoy, miércoles, el 18 de julio. Un gran gusto saludarles. ¿Cómo se encuentran? Ojalá y bien. Y son las 7:11. A este momento quizás estás haciendo los huevitos o friendo los frijoles y haciendo las tortillas de harina. Que lo goces. Provecho a todas las personas que nos están en sintonía con Canal 10. Muchas gracias. La situación general, condiciones relativamente húmedas e inestables continúan afectando el país de Belice. Entonces, para las siguientes 24 horas, desde las 6 de esta mañana, es que tendremos periodos de intensa nubosidad, con algunos chubascos y tormentas aisladas sobre la gran parte del país hoy por la mañana. Entonces estas estarán tornándose aisladas hoy por la tarde. Hoy por la noche estará parcialmente nublado con chubascos aislados y tormentas aisladas. El sur estará viendo un poquito más de lo que el resto del país estará viendo. Así que todo esto tiene que ver con una ola tropical que está pasando sobre nuestra área. No hace ninguna mención porque en realidad no es nada grande, pero es una ola tropical que está pasando sobre nuestra área y nos está afectando con mucha humedad. Los vientos del este-noreste, 5 a 15 minutos. Y te preguntas, ¿por qué noreste? Simplemente es cuando estamos bajo de un sistema de baja presión. El sistema de baja presión por lo general gira contra el reloj. Entonces indica de que como se va acercando, entonces si te das cuenta justo el mapa, te das cuenta de que como se va acercando, los vientos vienen del este y del noreste, dependiendo que norte o sur está al país de Belice. En este caso, está trayendo vientos del este y noreste, pero de 5 a 15 nudos. El estado del mar ligeramente agitado, no hay ninguna advertencia en el lugar. Temperaturas por la costa. recordando de que este es julio, ¿ok? 86 grados por la costa como una máxima, 80 como una mínima. En el interior del país, 90 grados como una máxima, 74 como una mínima. Y por las colinas, 81 grados como una máxima y 70 como una mínima. Aquí un poquito de comentario de mi parte acerca de, en la Ciudad de México, a este tiempo es el tiempo de muchas tormentas y le llaman ellos trombas. Y son lluvias, pero bastante pesadas, con mucho trueno. Pero también hay mucha granizada. Granizo del tamaño de 1 pulgada hasta de 2 pulgadas. Y cuando cae, mejor corres, porque te puede hasta rajar la cabeza en dos. Bueno, no literalmente, pero te puede hacer daño. Carros también, pero eso generalmente sucede en junio y julio. No quiere decir que en otros meses no sucede, pero en particular esos meses es cuando hay mucha granizada. Sí, nosotros aquí pues tenemos el mes de julio, mucha lluvia, pero también hay un descenso en la temperatura, porque la lluvia causa que quede un poquito menos caliente, no voy a decir más frío, pero menos caliente, porque mucho hace el relámpago. El efecto que tiene es de que refresca el aire en la atmósfera, y algo que tomaría mucho tiempo explicar, pero te voy a decir simplemente que eso es un efecto. Si cuando llueve nada más, y llueve y no hay relámpago, no tiene el mismo efecto a cuando viene una lluvia intensa con relámpago y trueno. Ese es el que algo hace que refresque el día. Se espera que mañana jueves por la noche tengamos chubascos aislados. De nuevo, muchas gracias a Francisca Wellington por esta información. Quiero enviar saludos a este momento a todas las personas que están cumpliendo años hoy, 18 de julio. Que la pases bien. También aniversarios, que la pases muy bien. También te quiero anunciar de que hoy tendremos a un invitado en la primera parte del show. Tan pronto cerremos y regresemos, al señor Evan Williams, que recuerden, es una de las personas que está postulando para la posición de Standard Bearer para Orange Walk Central. Luego de unos que estuvimos llamando para participación de personas nuevas en Orange Walk Central, ya se han postulado 2 personas, aparte de el Standard Bearer actual, que es el señor Denny Grijalva. Ok, esas 2 personas son Mr. Evan Williams y la señora Yvette Lou Torres. Estas ambas personas se han destacado en los resultados de las elecciones municipales, que aunque no han sido exitosos, pero piensan y correctamente piensan de que ellos han logrado un nivel de éxito con los resultados, y que pudieran ayudar a la División Central salir de ese estado de inactividad, porque preguntas, en Central escasamente pasa algo. También estaremos hablando acerca del tema de los famosos taxis, compañeros, pero eso a su tiempo. Son las 7:18 minutos. Vamos a una pausa a este momento y estaremos de vuelta con ustedes. No cambien el canal. Vamos a de vuelta tan pronto estos anuncios comerciales.
Everybody wants a clean and healthy family. That's why they purchase the best food products and the cleansing materials. This time, we give you a bigger size of La Costeña products like the mouth-watering fried beans and the pasta sauce. And surely for your clean laundry, we have the breathtaking aroma of Ensueño Max Suavitel. Even your visitors will ask what you clean your floors and restrooms with. And you can boast it is the variety of Pinol products and Sultan muriatic acid now in 900 milliliters. And much more for the best prices only at German Vega and Sons Imports. We serve you at number 5 San Antonio Road, Orange Walk Town. You can even call us at 322-3625 or 322-2672. Or you can even send us a fax at 322-2571 or email us at germanvega@btl.net. German Vega and Sons Limited, because we care for you.
Hi, I'm Judy Hua, and I'll let you know about my DigiNet experience. It was so easy. Literally, they just asked for a few things like my ID, they asked for my address, and they even asked me questions that how could they improve their service. I won't lie, I'm a social media holic. I would surely recommend it to my friends, especially when we're doing our FaceTime calls or WhatsApp calls. You know, our calls won't get dropped.
See you guys in a bit then.
For my professional side, well, I do television, so for me, we have to download a lot of files. We have to ensure that when we receive them, we check them before it goes on air, and DigiNet has made that experience easy for me. I have the 5 meg plan, which is wonderful because it's only $69. So I'm really glad that they did the promotion in my area in Kingsport. I was the first one to sign up.
Now available in Placencia and Delamas phases 1 to 4. Coming soon to Benque and Corozal.
They see you and know you're living. Always a star. Yes, you live in color to the limit. Large and in charge. Yes, that's why you rock with Buster. Fresh in range, a colorful flavors. Always a star, never the audience. You run things ever run yours. Yes, you are the life of it, not just a part of it. Your life is never black and white. Live in full color. Buster.
All parents and students, A&R Stores countrywide announce the arrival of their back-to-school inventory. If you need school bags and knapsacks, say no more. A&R Stores have the largest assortment of knapsacks in the country, with brands like Jansport, Capsule, and Everest, famous for their resistance and durability. If you need school supplies, A&R Stores have everything, yes, everything you need, such as exercise books, composition books, lunch bags, folders, and a whole range of school supplies and arts and craft material. A&R Stores, your #1 store for back-to-school supplies. Visit them at any of their 8 locations. A&R Store, where our prices make the difference.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. And bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros. Estamos aún en espera para la llegada de ese invitado, pero al momento es siempre un gran gusto de tener conmigo al señor Robert Checky Osha. Buenos días, Checky. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning. Everything is okay?
Yes. How is it with you?
Yes, okay. Like we always say, we need to give thanks and praise because there are so many things that is happening, and all of us have issues and ups and downs, and you know, so we just have to work with what we can work with and try to be positive.
And never lose the faith.
Yes.
That things are gonna get better.
Yeah. The only way things will get better if you have that faith and that perseverance to go forward. Right?
And don't think that like in the Bible that manna is going to fall from heaven and say, aquí estoy, cómeme.
Yeah.
It don't work so.
Yeah.
If you want to make a difference in the life, get up and make that difference.
Yeah. But Emmanuel, as we open the show, I would like to ask you to assist us with the presentation of these are new officers that have been placed. Orange Walk and Corozal now has a new regional officer, and he's right here from Orange Walk. So as soon as you get that ready, it's for the entire country that we have there. So as soon as you got it ready, we will share it with our viewers.
Thank you. Well, at first, from the very first, I'd like to offer congratulations to all these persons. And it says the Northern Regional Commander is Senior Superintendent Luis Castellanos.
You know him?
He's
right there from Orange Walk. Mr.
Really?
Mr. Blas Sonman.
Oh, really?
Yes, yes, that's him. That's the man.
Oh, he used to be the driver for, I think, one of the
general or
the general
official,
or
right?
for some
Chief Justice or something.
Chief Justice or something, and has managed to garner a lot of respect from the high officials. So,
yes.
Congratulations, Luis. You are now a senior superintendent, and officer in charge of Corozal, Superintendent Marcia Moody, and the deputy officer in charge is Inspector Octaviano Victorin. That is Corozal. In Orange Walk, the officer in charge is Superintendent David Chi, and the deputy officer in charge is Inspector Jose Mendez. Orange Walk remains unchanged.
So in Mr. Castellanos' position, he's the regional manager for Orange Walk.
Yes, he is the regional manager for the North. In other words, Orange Walk and Corozal. And it'll be interesting to go through the whole thing here. For the Southern Regional Commander, which means it is Dan Creek and Toledo.
Yep.
Okay? The officer in charge in Dangriga is Superintendent Leslie Wade. The deputy officer in charge is Assistant Superintendent of Police Jesus Cobb. Officer in charge of Hopkins, Inspector Randy Chavez. Acting officer in charge, ISF, Inspector Delphine Zuniga. Officer in charge, Placencia, because obviously these are communities large enough to warrant the presence of an office, a station, and it is Inspector Charlotte Ranclam. An officer in charge of Toledo, ASP Francisco Ack, and Deputy Officer in charge Toledo, Inspector Bernard Reyes.
Who's the regional for that area, Pa?
The regional for that area is Superintendent Leslie Wade. And we're going through these because this information is just recently out.
Yes.
And this affects the changes in the police department. I think that it's maybe yesterday that
yesterday. That was released yesterday.
Okay, but we do have a new regional commander, the Northern Regional Commander, who is Mr. Luis Castellanos.
He's also the senior superintendent?
Yes. Well, Mr. Luis Castellanos is a senior superintendent. Western Regional Commander is Senior Superintendent Lyndon Flowers.
You know Lyndon, right? Remember he was here?
I do, yes.
Yeah, he was here with us.
Yeah, Lyndon! Oh, yes!
Congratulations, brother.
Lyndon Flowers. He was in charge of the... I remember he was the one who went to the competition.
Yeah, the Belize, I don't know what name, but the ones that goes to Las Vegas to do the run.
Officer in charge of Belopan, Superintendent Henry Jemoff. Deputy Officer in charge of Belopan, Inspector Santiago Pat. Officer in charge of San Ignacio, Superintendent Anthony Rosado. Deputy Officer in charge of San Ignacio, ASP Daniel Iche. Officer in charge of Benqueviejo, Superintendent Diana Hall, and Deputy Officer in charge of Benqueviejo is Inspector Stanley Bowden. And the Central Regional Commander is ACP Robert Mariano. ACP meaning Assistant Commissioner of Police.
He was here once too.
Yes, I remember Mr. Mariano. Region 1, Senior Superintendent Howell Gillett. Deputy Region 1, Superintendent Dwayne Sutherland. Commander Region 2, Senior Superintendent Ralph Moody. Deputy Commander Region 2, ASP Mark Stevens. Commander Region 3, Senior Superintendent Alden Dawson. And Officer in Charge Coastal San Pedro, Superintendent Raymond Reyes. Now, one question I'd like to ask. So you do have the Western region, you have Central. So the Central region would be the one, Belize City. And that is divided in 3 regions, Region 1, Region 2, Region 3. The Region 1 is headed by Senior Superintendent Howell Gillett. Region 2 is headed by Senior Superintendent Ralph Moody, and Region 3 is by Senior Superintendent Alden Dawson. I know Howell Gillett. I also think I know Ralph Moody, but I don't remember. I don't know Alden Dawson.
He was here too. He was here at the same time with Mr. Mariano. He was the second when Mariano was here.
Okay, so this is effective 17 July, which is yesterday, 2018. Congratulations to all those persons who have gone up the ladder, and in particular to Mr. Senior Superintendent Luis Castellanos, who is now the regional commander for the Orange Walk and Corozal districts.
So we say to him, welcome home?
Yes, I don't know where he's going to be posted, but I do believe that it's very probable that he's going to be posted in Orange Walk.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, well, that's good news, because lately we have been hearing about so many different illegal activities happening, especially in Corozal district,
I'd like
right?
to ask you a question. Who was the previous the officer in charge
Of this area,
in the northern region?
I don't really remember the person name, but I know the person.
But he was living in Corozal.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I know the officer in charge of Corozal was Cinquez Martinez.
I know Cinquez.
Yeah, now we have a new officer, right? I think it was Mr. Moody that was here as a northern region. But what we will do, Emmanuel, we will have the contact number of these persons, and we will do our best to get the regional commander, Mr. Luis, Senior Superintendent Luis Castellanos, to bring him on the show and see what's his plans for Orange Walk.
I remember when he was a young boy, kid, because as students of Muffles College, we used to gather at Mr. Blas's house.
Yeah.
And buy biscuit and drink Coke.
Yes, the spot.
That was the spot, you know? And sit on the grass by the area and talk about what happened during the day, or when never happened. I was supposed to happen and never happened.
Yeah.
And all the little tidbits. And after that, we go home and study, and next day, we go back and do the same thing all over again.
Yeah.
And that was fun.
Yeah. So,
okay? That was fun. Again, our congratulations to everybody who has been assigned a higher position or a new position. It is it's all within the framework of trying to give better service to the people of Belize, and to give a quicker response and more professional response. I do hope that the persons who are now in position don't become afraid to use their position to make that change. Make that change and demand good service from all of those people who are within their command. A lot of supervisors and officers in charge don't do this very simply because they don't want to become unpopular, or they don't want to be causing fuss with these people. That is a sign of insecurity on your part, I believe. And I'm just hoping that the people who put down their feet and say, aquí no más, and we're going to be giving professional services to all the people so that people can in turn feel more comfortable and feel safer. I would hesitate. No, I would not like, I take that word back, hesitate. I would not like to see, however, that after a while, after the police begin to do their job, that people begin to say, él es malo. Ella es mala. No, because they do their job doesn't make them bad people. Okay? It's just the way we perceive them and we classify them. But believe me, at the end of the day, there has to be struck a balance between doing your job correctly, okay, and the perception that you give out to people.
Try to work with the community.
Yes.
Yeah. We'd like to say happy 14th birthday to Kifan Iglesias from your grandma. That's Fleur from your granddad. Jan from your mom. Nali, your aunts Mel and Janine and cousins, we love you so much. Kifan, happy birthday. You give one birthday, goal Sunday, and show us understand that 2 of the Mundialito teams that are undefeated will meet on Sunday. They have played 3 games already, and both of them has won their 3 games.
Would that be?
I don't really know the name of the teams, but this little young boy Kifan played in one of the teams. That's Fleur grandson. And it's his birthday, so...
Fleur Campus?
Fleur Raven.
Oh, Fleur Raven.
Yeah. Emmanuel, and from the elections and boundaries re-registration trends, trend shows uptick in numbers. The second week of re-registration was stronger than the first week. In week 2, 19,281 persons. 19,281 persons applied for re-registration, about 3,000 more than week 1.
Yes, because week 1 was 16,000.
Yeah, it continues saying, and if you are in an urban area and only see registrant trickling in, we have seen photos of places like San Jose, Toledo, where villagers lined up for hours on Sunday. Those villagers came from nearby communities to re-register. If you are waiting to do your thing, those registration centers continue to be open in all 31 electoral divisions countrywide. So far, 35,951 persons have re-registered to vote. 35,951.
That's good. So 35,951,
Yep.
call it 36,000.
Yep.
Divided by 2 to get an average, it would be 18 times 9 for 9 weeks, 72,700. So we'll have, if it keeps at that pace, it'll be 162,000 people will have been registered by the end of August.
That's good news.
Well, it's better than it was before, because before it was 150 odd. With that increase, and hopefully that 36 is going to, that 18 is going to increase to at least 20.
Yep.
So which means that more and more people are becoming interested in going to register.
Yeah, because this week it rose by 3,000.
We're doing our best here to try to encourage people to go register and make that difference.
Yes, man, we need to re-register. Please don't wait for make them go look for you. Come out and register, man.
And please don't put your hand out and say, give me money for what you got,
Yeah.
because it would be a shame.
Yeah, the centers are open. The centers are open. I think we have San Jose Government School, right?
Of course. And I do believe that chapel is going to be open up to the 20th of July.
Yeah.
So, gente de otro 20, recuerden de ir a registrarse. 18, 19, 20 están en los últimos 3 días para chapel permanezca abierto. No quiere decir de que cuando cierre ya no vas a poder registrarte. ¿Ok?
Yeah.
No vas a poder registrarte enteramente. Simplemente quiere decir que vas a tener que esperar hasta fin de agosto para que se abra el 1 de septiembre, para que se abra la oficina aquí, o tener que ir a registrarte en otro lugar mientras que eso sea en la división norte. Así que puedes ir a Trail Farm o puedes ir a San José a registrarte mientras que sea todo en la división en que vives.
Right.
Que queden claro eso. No puedes ir a la Inmaculada a registrarte y no puedes ir a San Francisco. No.
But this time I'll be taking a little break after the show because we have Evan Williams coming up, and I know his time is limited.
Yes.
So I want to give yourself and Evan more time to discuss what he has to discuss today.
Vamos a esta pausa. Ya tenemos en casa a nuestro invitado. Las 7:39. Vamos a tomar una pausa y luego estaremos de vuelta con ustedes luego de estos anuncios.
The Belize Tourism Board takes this opportunity to remind all tour operators, stakeholders, and the general public that the BTB Tour Operator Regulations make provisions for the following categories of tour operators. A. An individual or company that operates and markets tour packages internationally, including guided dive and snorkeling tours to tourist sites within Belize. B. An individual or company that executes countrywide tour packages, including lodgings, meals, and guided tours to tourist sites in Belize by air, sea, or land. C. An individual or company that offers localized tour packages of any nature to guests and guided tours to tourist sites in Belize. D. An individual or company including without limitation all types of hotels and tourist accommodation, involved in ground operation tour services, or works with international tour individuals. E. An individual or company that operates and markets tour packages internationally and subcontracts its tour services to an entity in Belize. F. An individual or company that operates and markets tour packages internationally and executes, arranges, or coordinates tour packages of any nature to guests and visitors to Belize. G. An individual or company which either wholly or in part provides or organizes tours, journeys, or tourist services for visitors to Belize by way of transport, accommodation, tours, or guides. H. An individual or company which executes, arranges, organizes, and or coordinates dive and marine-based tour services. The BTB would also like to inform stakeholders that under the law and without any exception, all tour operators must have a valid license in order to operate a tour business in Belize. Such license shall expire annually on the 31st December of each year. Tour operators are also required to use only licensed tour guides. Licensed tour guides, therefore, shall not offer their services individually. They must be employed or operate under a tour operator. Any person found guilty will be liable to pay a fine of $5,000 or 6 months in prison or both. Tour operators, stakeholders, and the general public are asked to be vigilant against infringement of the law and to report these immediately to the Belize Tourism Board.
Give me the real milk, the number one milk, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. You can whip it scream, but Dano milk it is real, yes, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. All over Cayo and in San Pedro, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. Dano milk in the morning, Dano milk in the evening, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Up north in Corozal, supermarket and them all. Dano milk, then love Dano milk. All over this land and in Belmopan, yes, Dano milk. Give me Dano milk. Say in Tangriga, down south in Fiji, Dano milk, then love Dano milk. You can hear this talk, cause it's in Orange Walk, yeah, Dano milk. I love Dano milk. Dano milk powder, probably the best milk powder in the world. Dano.
When it comes to running my business, I have to ensure that my office is always connected and that my service is the best. This is exactly what I need from my internet provider at my home also. That's why I chose Viginet. It's fast, reliable, and most importantly, it's affordable. With Diginet, I get a reliable connection plus 6 gigabytes free mobile data each month to use while I'm on the go, all for just $99. This is big savings for me. Diginet gives me the edge I need to take my business to the next level, right from home. Visit your nearest BTL office to find out more about Diginet and how you can save, just like me.
Now available in Placencia and Villalmas phases 1 to 4. Coming soon to Benque and Corozal.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. Bienvenidos de vuelta, compañeros, compañeras, al Sugar City Morning Show. It is exactly 7:44 or 16 minutes before 8 o'clock. It is, they say in Spanish, lo prometido es deuda. Hoy tenemos mucho gusto de cumplir con esa promesa de tener a todas las personas que están corriendo que se han postulado como Standard Bearer, para la posición de Standard Bearer en la división Orange Walk Central, para que ustedes los lleguen a conocer mejor, que conozcan qué son las plataformas políticas de estas personas. Esto es muy importante. Today it's a pleasure to say good morning and welcome to Mr. Evan Williams. Good morning, Evan.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you doing?
Very good, very good.
Note.
Very good.
I'm glad to hear that. Like I said in Spanish, this is an opportunity for you, for the people to get to know you better and say, tell you what, I like what Evan say. I believe that at the end of the day, this is the perfect venue so that people can ask you questions as well, what they would like to, they would like to, for you to clear up something, or for them to ask questions about how you expect to be that change that Orange Walk Central demands.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome to the show again, and let's begin by talking about the registration process. How is it going in Central Division?
Well, good morning again. Good morning, radio listeners and viewers. Orange Walk Central, San Esteban. A lot of people are telling me the turnout for Central in particular is very slow, you know. I just want to get out there to the people that, you know, it's a right to vote. You know, it's a civic right. And take that pride. I mean, we know the tongue in particular in San Esteban, I mean, we have been neglected. And to make a change, you know, you need to be a part of that change as well. So the only way or start is to get yourself registered, you know. Come election time, then you can cast a vote on, you know, the person you feel who can make a change, or, you know,
a lot of people telling me on the street, because, you know, they identify me easily and go like, I don't think I want to mess with this election thing, because I have lost faith.
And that's why
in the political system here, you vote one, then do this, and you vote in the other one. And
yes.
And then they use a big fat, ugly fat one.
It's sad, yeah, it's sad, and that's what I'm trying to do, to restore that faith back in politics. Yeah.
That dignity.
Yes, that dignity, man. You know, guys, there are 3 candidates for Orange Walk Central. You know, myself, Mr. Denny, and Miss Yvette. You know, so politics, I think, well, countrywide is getting more dynamic. You know, you know, you have more options. You know, different characters. You know, so I myself, as a young person, I believe I'm probably the youngest in the country running.
What do you bring to Orange Walk Central? What kind of new ideas? Well, but first of all, what do you see wrong going on in Central, and how would you change those things?
The neglect. I believe we're behind, and the people Well, that's what they're telling me. The people aren't getting, and I'm seeing for myself, they're not getting the support they need or they should.
Let's talk more about the neglect part. Let's be a little bit more pointed in that regard. We know that Mr. Mayor, Mr. Kevin Bernard, is now the standard bearer for the Orange Walk East. And politics being what it is, and sometimes when I first heard this phrase, politics being what it is, I go like, what the hell exactly do you mean by politics being what it is? But I begin to use it now because that's the only way I can describe certain situations. But politics being what it is, Kevin Bernard is going to do a lot of work in the East Division. At the loss of Orange Walk Central, again, because he's actually going to be doing any work in the Central because he doesn't have to. He wants to concentrate in Orange Walk East. And he feels that because John Briceño is the actual representative in the Central Division, that John Briceño is going to take care, unquote, of all of the all of the supporters in the Central Division. And let's be straight up the plano with this, that he's going to perhaps buy his way into politics as he's done. I know that a lot of people vote for John Briceño and for some other persons, not only him, mind you, because of the help that they get when it comes to paying their bills and getting monthly allowances. I've always thought that when it gets to that point, that there's a problem. There's a big problem, because you're buying your allegiance. I mean, the politician is buying his allegiance, his loyalty from the people, and figures that because they can give you money, that they don't have to give you anything else. At the loss of the general community, because at the end of the day, no new streets, no new drains, no new schools, no new public facilities, no new community centers, no new nothing happens in Central Division. Is that what we're seeing?
Definitely, yeah. Some say, and some even say they will take whatever they get, because until the next 5 years they will see them, you know. So
well, what do you think about that?
That's the kind of mentality some people have.
Is that cynical?
There's a percentage, you know. There's a percentage in that, and it's sad in a way, you know. I mean, they're practically buying your vote. And in other words, well, when they win, you don't have a say. I paid your vote, you know. You can't tell me I could do this or do that, you know. So I believe that's the pros and cons. You know, I think we need to educate people more of the civic rights.
If you were one of those people, let's just change places. I say you were one of those rabid PUP supporters who, and I was John Briceño. Let's just create a scenario where you go to John, you come to me and you go like, boss, I need a little help. I'll ask you, what kind of help you need? I need $100. Hold up, Papa. And I give you the $100. I don't know where the hell you got that. You don't know where the hell I got that money. Could be out of my personal bank account, but I say this within the context that ministers, yes, make a decent salary, but they don't get the kind of salary that can permit them to give out $100 to everybody. So if you have 7,000 people and you have 10% or 20% of the population asking you for money on a weekly basis, good Lord, you are run broke easy. But the point is that when I give you that money, don't you think that if you see me doing anything wrong, like being corrupt actions, will you keep your mouth shut or will you open your mouth? That's the question. Let's take this call. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, good morning.
I just wanted to say that I am registered on the first week, right?
Thank you.
And will pledge my full support for Tehran, for Central.
Thanks, Mr. Wilfred.
Convention and for the election, because I think Iran is the most sincere one from the central. You can see it in his eyes, his sincerity, and he is not motivated by self-interest. I consider right, so Iran.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks very much, Ben. Appreciate it.
That's my full support. I think
wonderful.
That they don't know that you don't have to care.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll do it with you, brother.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks.
Back to the question.
Ben, wonderful. Ben,
Did you feel encouraged by those words?
I forget to say with what they say.
Okay.
Thanks again, Mr. Wilfredo. Man, that the feedback. I mean, it's not to toot me one hand, but people want a change, you know, and the self-interest enough for me, that for the people of Orange Rock, you know, I'm willing to go there. Well, I'm already going in San Esteban. I went there the first time. They said come back next week Sunday, you know, so I did, and the welcoming, you know, we get they want a change. I met a few which said they won't register again. They don't want blue, they don't want red. So I tell them, you know, why? He said because for the past years, from none of them, you don't see anything happening. So I tell them, well, do you know that you have options? Right now, there will be 3 candidates to represent Orange Rock Central. He said, well, really? He said, who are the 3? And I list them, myself, Denny, and Miss Yvette. And he said, well, he didn't know. You know, and he said, well, I'm going to re-register. You know, so we need to get out there. And like I said, 3 of us were all UDP. We're one big family. And I don't want to talk bad about the candidates, but I like to tell people the option they have. I don't want to say, well, I'm running, vote for me. You know, you can only hide, you can't hide things from everybody so long, you know. So I let them know, you know, you have 3 candidates, myself, Mr. Denny, and Miss Yvette, and you know, you have options. You know, you have options.
Okay.
You know.
And well, to be honest with you, anybody who wins the convention is going to have a hard time with a formidable opponent like Mr. John Briceño. It's not that he's not that he cannot be beat.
Yeah.
Hell no. It's nothing like
it's
that.
Not, it won't be easy, but it's not impossible.
It's just
and when the people are with you, man.
Thank you. When the people are with you,
it's so
take
amazing.
Money
exactly.
And vote against do it for you.
It's the people that put you in power, and some ministers
how
tend to forget that.
Now that we've gotten to that point, what plans do you have to get the people with you?
Well, I think from a standpoint, by people wanting a change, I feel like I made that jump already. Now, the fact that I'm telling them, you know, we need somebody young, we need we need fresh blood, new face, you know, and they like that idea, you know, and
let's take this call. Sugar City Morning Show, good morning.
Yes, we're here again. I just want you to know that Gianni Briceño is a beatable candidate. The secret of Gianni's political success is because in the past he has started the water list, bringing people from Cancun, from Merida, from Guatemala City, from San Salvador, and registered them in addresses in Orange Rock Central to vote. Once upon a time, Friday, the Cashier had about 100 people registered at that address. There used to be the bodega, the Coca-Cola, the Briceño Prince. Right? But this re-registration exercise, the list will be cleaned up.
Hopefully.
And Gianni will be known welcome the next elections. Gianni is a beatable candidate, just like his corrupt father. Gianni is the father of corruption in Orange Rock. Today, he not present the receipts for the cable companies that inside borrow the money. And we know from the embassy cables that he used corruption money that he got as bribes to the other companies, and the money when you wrote him to buy for the companies a little bit to Coronel. See? So Gianni is the father of corruption, the dishonorable Juan Antonio Briceño, and you could tell him that Wilfredo Novello was saying so publicly on the air. Right? So, nobody that Gianni will be the room, and somebody
That's right.
Nice contribution, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You very much.
Mr. Emmanuel, a lot of people know, things about the POPs and Mr. Johnny in particular, and that's why even some POPs can tell me, they congratulate me and they want a change. They want a change. It's not impossible. I believe once you have the people at heart, and like I said, the people are the one who put you in a power. Don't forget the people. Treat the people right.
We have seen, if you go by numbers now, with the results of the elections, that the one who has come closest to beating John Briceño was Mr. Urbina, who lost by, I think, 328 votes or so. When Mr. Denny Grijalva began running, he lost by 700 or so votes.
Back to back.
And then the second election where he competed was 800 votes. How do you expect to close in on this margin that has accumulated in Central Division?
Well, before I touch a topic, I heard you mention. Well, you mentioned Mr. Rosendo. I know Chendo. I heard he was ill. Speedy recovery, Mr. Chendo. I'll visit you sometime shortly. He's a good friend of mine, personal friend, and he's one of them who gives me ideas and give me that push, because and he has the same ideas as youths.
And just go one step further. Based on the results of the municipal elections that came out, we lost close by 1,000 votes in the Central Division.
It increased, and not to toot my own horn again, I mean, I managed to top the polls. All of us last, I managed to top the polls, and that's when my supporters came in because they wanted me to run for mayor. I tell them, no man, I just start, and a young man can start the punks, I said, go for the mayor. And when the result came out and they saw top the polls, I say, you see, they want somebody different, they want somebody young, we need new face, new blood. And I believe the majority is the youths. And I would love, as me, to see more youths get involved in politics,
Do you think that a large percent of this 1,000 people who voted for the PUP, you think that by the majority of that would be youths, disenchanted youths who see no future?
I believe so. But I believe a lot of them are not well informed of what is happening.
How do you cross that bridge?
Well, we need to get out there. A lot of people tell me they're not seeing me. I need to get more on the radio station. And one of my goals is to educate the people,
So yet,
I don't want to talk bad about them, but I need to let them see the pros and cons of politics, what you want for your country, who would you like to vote, that, and I not tell nobody, well, you have vote for this one, you have vote for that one. That your own mind, you can see the difference, who you want to vote for, what you would like for your country,
What does Evan Williams bring in to the Central Division? You already spoke about decency,
the youth,
courage. What else?
Well, I think most and foremost, I would love to bring, or I will bring, the attention to the people. Some people told me they don't want money, but they don't say you're a rep only at election time. And I say, man, if you pass at somebody's house and tell her, how you do, you're alright. Nothing about money, nothing about help. It's just about showing them that affection and the love or the appreciation you have
One of the
for
key
the vote.
elements that most politicians use is try to reactivate reactivate the party itself. So the party functions for everybody. So that maybe you may not have the time to visit every single person for their birthdays, but at least you'll have a committee, a core group of people who are going to take care of all of these things for you on your behalf.
Right.
You know, so the party will keep on working. Do you already have plans for forming this core committee that is going to help you, or do you have support?
Well, I have. A lot of people want you know what you're doing. Have you formed a committee? I want to be a part of it. And I said, well, right now I'm currently working, but I say I tell them I appreciate the support. I would love them to help me, but I said for right now, as I'm the underdog per se, it's me who is running. I believe I'm the one to go and visit the people. Not to send somebody else. Let me do the groundwork or most of it, because it's me who want to run.
Will you continue? Will you find more time to do the campaigning?
Well, yes. As of next month, I'm resigning. The people said, "Man, you need to get out there," and they're willing to help me. They to support me. And the interest is so overwhelming. And the support. Some want to go and campaign. Even though I'm working, they want to hit the street. They just want me to tell them, well, go ahead, So, but like I tell them, I want to do most of it in terms of talking to the people, listening to their concerns.
During the time that you have been speaking to the people, what kind of response do you get?
They want somebody new. They want somebody new, fresh blood.
What do they tell you?
Youth.
They tell you, pointedly, I'm going to have to ask you because...
we need fresh minds, we need somebody young, They want... It's a change,
The current is over 28 or 30 years in the position.
And that's why they say, well, maybe we need to change this thing. I mean, yes, I might be the youngest, but maybe that's a change we need. That's a change we need. It's not impossible, but we have to give. And that's why I would love the youths to be involved with the youths and keep in contact with the youths to get more involved in politics.
I know you have a very little time left, but it's already 5 minutes after 8. I'd like to offer you a little bit of time now to give your parting comments to the Orange Walk Central Division and to ask for their support.
Every time when I say Orange Walk Central, like sometimes I feel then they left out San Esteban. Being into San Esteban this past month, they too have been neglected, and that's why when I say Orange Walk Central, like I feel the need to still say San Esteban. Even though when I say Orange Walk Central, it's San Esteban included. But my beautiful people of San Esteban and Orange Walk, I would love to tell you first, please go out and register. Do your part, and I will do mine. We need to work together. And as my quote, a friend for all. Please go and register, and let's make this change. Let's make it count, for a fresh blood, new face in politics. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, I'd like to thank you for your participation here.
Thank you, Emmanuel.
Vamos a una pausa, compañeros, dándole las gracias al señor Evan Williams por su participación en este segmento del show. Sé que reconocemos de que tiene que ir a chambear. Bueno, y está en tiempo limitado, así que dándole las gracias de nuevo, vamos a esta pausa, son las 8:07 y regresamos con mucho más. No se vayan.
Thank you.
Everyone needs a getaway. Why not make it in your own backyard? Learn the history of your old capital. Venture out on a road trip to experience the village life and be captivated by nature's wildlife, culture, and food. Belize, where you can discover how to be a Belizean traveler.
Get
yours now. Remember, the 2018 BTL Telephone Directory is available. Get a copy of this informative and visually fascinating publication, available in regular and mini size. The cellular, residential, and yellow page listings make searching for whatever you may need quite easy and convenient. Get a free copy available at any BTL office countrywide. You can also take the directory with you wherever you go. Simply download the free Find Yellow Belize mobile app from the Android Play or Apple Store today. Log on to findyellow.com for more information. The 2018 BTL Telephone Directory. Get yours now.
You have an 8-cylinder powerful engine disguised as an aluminum alloy that spins at 8,000 revolutions per minute.
Goes like this. You think it's a turbo?
No, with a cleaning of injectors and a change of oil, you will run more efficient, my friend.
For those who understand the engine like it talks to you, we speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
I want to watch my video.
Girls, be quiet. Just give me a minute.
Hey, Miss Michelle. Kids giving you trouble again?
Yes, they're making me crazy. Plus, the internet isn't working.
I know what you mean. We had internet issues too. Then we signed up for Diginet. Best decision ever.
Diginet?
Yep. It's BTL's new fiber optic internet for your home that they are rolling out countrywide. Now, it's just awesome internet all the time. Plus, my parents have the ultimate bundle, which comes with a free mobile postpaid plan and a free unlimited home phone.
Did you say free?
Yes, I did. And for a businessman like you, you can bundle and get 6 gigabytes free mobile data every month. My dad loves it because it saves him a lot of money.
See it?
Yep. Plan starts at $69, so you can stop stealing Miss Michelle's Wi-Fi now.
Not true, miss. Not true, miss.
But hey, what do I know? I'm just a kid. Head up to VTL and see for yourself.
Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like. Lucky for you, that's what I like. That's what I like.
Now available in Placencia and De Lamas phases 1 to 4. Coming soon to Benque and Corozal.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show. 11 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcoming back Mr. Robert Checky Usher, the one and only.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the show.
I was listening to the conversation. You had a very good segment with Evan a while ago. You know, he's young, and
it is my wish that people get to know these candidates for who they really are and see the true value in these people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say, oh, he's young, he this, he the other. But you can't really classify or do an assessment of somebody just by saying, oh, he's young. I know a lot of young people have made big differences in our community, very simply because of the youth and the courage that they bring. You know, sometimes a seasoned, experienced person would be afraid to take certain actions, very simply because, like they say in Spanish, más sabe el diablo por viejo que por diablo. But then again, severe problems need severe solutions. And therefore, I'd say, well, welcome new blood into, we all welcome new blood into the political arena. We need that, and in particular, we need that in Central.
Yeah,
we will await the convention, the results of the convention that will happen within, say, let me see, July, August, September, October, within 4 months, where the person who has garnered the most support will represent the United Democratic Party in the Orange Walk Central Division. So right now it's a matter of getting to get people to know who they are and what they represent.
Yeah, in that respect, we have had Mrs. Yvette Lou Torres and Ivan. I think for the persons that are supporting Mr. Denny Grijalva, it's just fair enough that we get Mr. Grijalva to come on the show as well.
On the show as well, right.
So we will make an effort to get that done.
What plans he has. At the end of the day, you will be the judge. You will be the one who make that decision. And that's why it's so important for you to register as an elector. Because if you don't register, then you will not be able to vote any at all. This is of paramount importance, ladies and gentlemen. It's where your vote counts.
Yeah, so if you want to make that change, or if you want to keep the same person there without registering, you will not be able to do it. You need to be registered. But I like to send out an announcement, Emmanuel. For the past 2 days, the traffic lights by the Cheetahs area, they are not working. I want to ask the drivers to please be careful when they are driving in that area, because some people might know the lights are not working. So like the ones that have the right of way, they keep on passing high speed. Just take your time, because maybe somebody else might be coming out from Cinderella Street or from the other street. What's the name of that street that goes down to Main Street? By Julie's restaurant.
That would be either Bautista. Is it Bautista Lane or?
Yeah.
Oh no, actually that's but it would be Bautista.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Bautista is the one before. It would be. Good Lord, I forgot.
And right in our area.
Right in our area.
Well, people, vehicles might be coming from that area as well, or from Cinderella Street. So the ones that have the right that way will just slow down the light and make sure that everything is clear. Yeah, Aviles Lane. Just make sure that everything clear before you proceed, because the lights are not working. I don't know for what reason, but we're sending that out as a public service message to drivers, pedestrians, people who drive motorcycle, bicycle, to be careful, right, in that area, because they're not working. But Emmanuel, on another note, we understand that a businessman has brought in some cars into Orange Walk. And we understand that he has a business proposal. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from what we are hearing, he has a business proposal of lease to own, you know. And I understand, if the figure that I understand is $50 daily, and you can lease this car for 5 years, and after 5 years you can own this car. But
with no extra payment other than the $50 you pay on a daily basis.
Well, and I also understand that the persons that buy these cars will have to try to get a comprehensive insurance as well, so in case anything happens to the car. I'm not sure if the cars are in the condition. I understand they are new vehicles, no? But I understand one of the criteria is for them to get comprehensive insurance. But
at whose cost?
At the person that is leasing the vehicle, because you have to have it in some documentation in your name that you are driving that vehicle. So the comprehensive insurance, I'm not sure if you're going for the owner or the driver. But also, these vehicles, I understand as well that they are not only specifically for taxi drivers. If somebody want to own a vehicle, you go and you could lease the vehicle for the person too, or you could get financing elsewhere and buy the vehicle if you want to buy it. But I understand that some of the taxi associations, I don't know what information they have, maybe they have one that we don't have, are saying that they are probably being forced to buying some of these vehicles. But we also understand that the council that is responsible to give taxi license, we understand that they did a release saying that no new taxi license will be given out. So if I want to buy one car or you want to buy one, then we will not be able to license it for a taxi.
Personally, when I heard of the whole of the report, I go like, Well, yes, it's a business venture. Yes, anybody can go into a business venture.
Yeah.
I or you can bring in cars to sell and to lease. And if people like my offering, then they go in for it.
Yeah, it's a
and
business.
if they don't, you just leave it there.
It's a business.
The problem is when you know that there are some political figures involved in the scheme, and you wonder, what is it that these people stand to benefit out of these things? Is it political mileage? Is it that perhaps at the end of the day, because there has to be an added feature there, some ulterior motive why these people are involved in it? They can perhaps be as noble as trying to uplift the standard of living in the area. It can be. You can't discount that as a possibility. But it can also be that they're trying to reward certain people for their loyalty. It can be. At the end of the day, what does the politician stand to gain out of this thing? That is the question. That is the core question that people are wondering, well, what do you have in mind? Can it be perhaps that the mayor has plans to raise the bar when it comes to the quality of cars that are on the road offering taxi services? Can it be that perhaps he would like to see a fleet of brand new cars on the road, because at the end of the day he feels that certain people who are offering currently taxi services to the people of Orange Walk should not be running? But then in the first place, isn't that a reflection of the decision that he himself made when he wanted the vote from these taxi drivers? When he wanted to get all of these people on his side, he was the one who was giving out taxi licenses to Tom, Dick, and Harry, and left, right, and bloody center. So I'm wondering, I'm still wondering, what does he stand to gain? If at the end of the day he's raising the bar, or I'm not saying that that's what he's doing.
You're speculating.
I'm speculating. What's he doing? Then I'm sorry, but he has a lot of problems ahead of him, because the vast majority of taxi people are going to go up against him. So I put aside that scenario and I go like, it can't be.
Let's listen to what...
Because, I'm sorry, if there are about 600 taxis, 26 vehicles will not make a difference, which is what initially has come out. I gather that it's a figure of a number of taxis coming in excess of 200. But at the end of the day, will there be 200 people who are willing to get on a plan that actually makes them owners of 2017 or 2018 model vehicles at a total cost of $50 per day for 6 days? That's 300 times 52, which is that's 156. That's 150. That's $15,600 per year. Oh, bear with me. Times 5, which is $78,000. And if you have to pay a insurance on it, let's just say that you value the vehicle at $80,000. There's going to be a flat rate. I would believe that you're talking here about $2,000 insurance. Maybe I'm wrong, but approximately comprehensive insurance. Times 5 would be 10. So add on another 10 at the expense of 88,000 vehicles. I mean, how many people can afford to put in $88,000 into a vehicle? Not many. On the other side, there's also the story that says, well, I'm already renting a car for $40 a day. leasing a car, I have to buy my own gas, yes.
And it's
I
not
buy the cheapest insurance, yes. I don't need to buy no comprehensive because it's just too expensive for me. So, and even if I have been renting this car or leasing this car for 4 years at $40 each, well, how much money haven't you paid? And at the end of the day, that's just a lease payment. You still don't end up with the car when you're done. You end up with nothing. In this case, you end up with the car.
Yeah, you become ownership.
You know, so it's a way of like you going to the bank. So interest, you have to look at it at its good things, and then you question. Then, well, what kind of car is it? Will you be able to get parts for it? Are they, and these are just questions, mind you, I don't want to be misquoted. Can it be that they are refurbished vehicles? Can it be that they have been recalled? Can it be that perhaps they have been crashed and redone completely? Or maybe it is just a vehicle that was bought by this fine gentleman and brought in and works perfectly. But people need to know.
The deputy mayor said yesterday, Marlel, the council for many months has passed a resolution where we will not allow any more taxis in Orange Walk because as it is, it is saturated.
And who is the deputy mayor?
Ian Carl.
Okay.
He said, we have a lot of taxis in Orange Walk. What the investor is doing is brought in some vehicles which they are allowing existing taximen to negotiate with them.
But that's a private business.
Yeah, in turn going to lease to own.
Then they're endorsing a private business who is trying to make, I mean, nobody goes into business and try to make 1 cent. Or make no money at all. If you're going to businesses because you want to make a profit.
That's right. It continues saying, Emmanuel, any existing taxi operator who has a vehicle, some of them have been dilapidated. They need upgrade. They can go to them and they could give them a vehicle on a lease own basis. But I don't know when they said they need to be upgraded, if he's only saying that if you got a vehicle so it need to be updated, or it's a mandate from the council that you need to upgrade your taxi.
I don't think that the upgrade, they mentioned there, is going to be made mandatory. It would be suicide for them.
Yeah. But he continues saying, he said, if they want to, if they don't want to deal with this investor, they can go to the bank and deal with the bank. With the bank, they have options, but the council is not forcing anyone to go and upgrade their vehicle. So,
so your question,
it was answered.
What's the problem? Why doesn't Mr. Man put up a sign on his yard and say vehicles for lease without the involvement of Kevin Bernard? Why don't we see that? Is there some ulterior motive why Kevin Bernard is involved?
And as well, remember, these vehicles are not only specifically for taxis. If somebody want to own one of them, then buy it. If they want to go to the bank and do financing, they do the financing through the bank. And probably if you go and buy the car cash and not on a lease basis, then it will be at a cheaper cost.
So this is a private business.
It's a private entity.
Private entity, private business. And if that were really so, well then, why doesn't he open a business and put up a sign and says, we sell vehicles, or we release vehicles?
Yeah.
What is the political connection that has some members of the of both parties involved there?
In a way, I don't blame the taxi man if they come out and try to fight for their rights, you know, but maybe they have some information that we don't know, or maybe they don't have enough information, because if that is what the council is saying, then they're safe. Because nobody forced them out. They don't force them to change their vehicle.
Let's look at the possibility. You belong to the taxi association, I belong to the taxi association. Your vehicle is kind of run down. You know, you need rack and pinion, and every time you drop in a hole, you feel like the whole vehicle shake up. And you
need tires.
And you need tires, and when you take on the acceleration, you feel the vehicle is shimmy. Okay? And just trying a scenario here. You decide that you're going to upgrade your vehicle, and you say, well, I'm going to pay me $50 on a daily basis. I don't think that it's just simply saying, all right, I want to pay me $50. I want you to give me a vehicle. It doesn't go like that. You'll have to go get insurance, comprehensive insurance, because the owner of the vehicle will not hand you a 2017 or 2018 vehicle, and at the end of the day, you go, you leave, and as soon as you leave, someone crashes into you, and that investment is done, is dead. These people are smart people. So you have to find money to cover yourself and the vehicle in case you have any accidents, and the comprehensive insurance is not cheap, so you'll need to find money, at least $2,000 or so. I'm not telling you that's what it is, you know. I'm telling you or so to be able to get on the road.
But with comprehensive, you are fully covered, right?
Yes, you are fully covered. But again, there is a deductible on comprehensive insurance.
After depreciation?
No, which means that you'll have to cover the first part of the expense. So in other words, they tell you, there's a deductible of $2,000. So if the vehicle only went through $500 damage, you have to pay it out of your own pocket.
Oh, okay.
It's only in excess of.
There's a threshold.
In excess of a certain figure that you will be covered. After that, so sometimes people are very shrewd and they have to cover multiple lists and say, tell you what, that 500, but I will have to cover it, so I'll carry it up to $2,000, make the bloody pay. This is what they do. But I'm not telling you that's right.
Yeah, but either one, some of the taxi people, they call and tell we what they didn't hear, what they know about this thing, because according to what we see from this release from the council, it looks like everything is in order.
Estamos invitando a las personas, a los taxistas, que nos llamen y que nos digan qué es el pedo, qué es el problema. Con esto, si es que quizás no estamos entendiéndolo bien, si quizás ustedes saben algo que nosotros no podemos saber, no sabemos, o si quizás no sabemos de un plan de tratar de sacar o causarle problemas al taxista actual, tratando de imponer ciertos estándares en su vehículo, donde al final del día el taxista que utiliza su carrito todo viejo y todo haciendo ruido y todo, pero es lo que tiene, y sobre todo dirías, todos tenemos el derecho de ganarse el pan de cada día, de una forma u otra. Cierto, tienen que haber estándares. No puede estar tu vehículo estar fumigando toda la calle cuando está pasando. Es natural. O también no puedes estar entrando un vehículo cuando puedes ver el piso, la carretera porque está lleno de huecos. No puedes tener eso. Pero también esto es un reflejo de la decisión de los políticos actual y toda la gente de Transport Department que en el pasado han permitido a cualquier persona que consiga un taxi, licencia de taxi, cuando le estaban regalando Left, Right and Bloody Center. Entonces, si es elevar el punto, un lapo en la cara de todos.
Hear what this one is saying here, Pa. What I have my car, but it's not a real up-to-date car. What if I cannot afford to get one of these cars and other operators get these cars and people stop riding my car? You can't blame nobody for that, right?
Vamos a tomar la llamada.
Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yes, good morning, gentlemen.
Yes, good morning, sir. Good morning.
Yes, man, I am on a note about this relocation thing, in Controy. Mr. Martinez, did you resolve that matter with the whole Guatemalan?
Yes, I spoke to the official of the Elections and Boundaries, and they said that they go by what the law says. The law says in specifically for the Elections and Boundaries that if you have a passport, nationality, albeit the fact that you could discuss or you could bring into question the legality of that passport, but that is not within their purview. That's it. As long as you bring a passport, you're gone clear.
It makes sense, because you can't disenfranchise a lot of people who have made leave their home.
Yes.
From Guatemala, no?
Yes.
So if disenfranchising these people, well, I mean, where do you start? Some of them don't even know how to get back to Guatemala.
True. So we made that, and it said, no, Mr. Martinez, we're guided by the law, and it says bring a passport. If there was any error, it was done by the immigration, and that's not our problem, they said.
Okay. No, another thing, and this is a matter of complaint now, closer to home, in Louisiana, there is a registering agent, the temporary registering agent. I would like to call her name, but I don't know how. For the time being.
Registering agent for what?
She's encouraging registrants. She's discouraging people from registering, and that is not the purpose of this exercise. The purpose of this exercise is to encourage as much people to register.
Do you have it as a fact that she's doing that?
Yeah, it is a fact. It is a fact. Kim Williams, she is intimidating people. She has stopped people from registering, asking questions like she's a police officer, or even if she is the person that will actually investigate these people if they live at a certain location or not.
Is she working in Elections and Boundaries?
Yes, she is a temporary registering agent.
Oh, okay.
That is not her job. Her job is to register the people who come there. There is a warning for people who come and give false statements and make false reports. There is a warning for them that they can serve time in prison or pay a fine. That is not her job to conduct any interviews or interrogations of the people that come to register.
But is she leaning on one side or the
other? Of course she's leaning on one side. And her aunt, who is a PUP scrutineer, is in the same room with her. So there's a lot of family affair there. And then the fuck, you can go and check it out.
Well, that would be grounds for an unofficial complaint to the elections.
Of course, it's a matter of concern, because you don't want to, especially as a registering officer who is supposed to be impartial, or at least give the semblance of impartiality. You can't lean on one side and discourage people from coming. A lot of people have come to the office when we are on Liberty Avenue and have complained about this young lady. And then she actually, like if a person goes to her room and is not allowed, the person will come out, she steps out of the room like a bembe and ensures that that person does not go into any other room.
So,
it's completely wrong.
So Carla, it is your responsibility and the personnel from your office to make sure that this not continue happen. What will you do about it?
Have you lodged a complaint to the election?
Reported. Yes, it has been reported.
Okay. So,
well, they just asking that they take action immediately, no? And either removed or fired or so, because you can't do anything, man.
No, you should. You shouldn't. Let me tell you that when I went to do my registration,
it should be like a refreshment.
was very courteous. The girl was very courteous, and she didn't ask me all the questions, and she was. She just asked me the necessary questions.
That's not their job. That's not their job. Their job is to register you.
So we don't have nobody at the work phone then?
Sorry?
We don't have nobody at scrutiny at the work in their phone, no?
Well, they have scrutiny, but if you want to try, you have to come in and have a go at it. You know, she obviously is the representative of the government there.
Yeah.
Of the elections of Bangladesh, she believes that what she says goes. Well, you know, it's just that
I'm thinking here that one of the high officials of elections and boundaries should get involved in this immediately. We're asking Ms. Hyde or Ms. Tamai to please get involved with this and to see that this person, if the report is true, and there's no reason why we should doubt it.
Yeah. There's no frivolous complaint because it's coming from several people, you know? If it's frivolous, it might be one or two people that are just complaining because they have an issue with the only different, but several people, you don't have a reason to doubt them because they don't have a reason to come and lie to you. You understand?
Well, thank you very much, Carla.
Yeah, just a matter of concern.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sure.
21 away from 9 o'clock. Let's go on a quick break, and we'll be right back with you after these messages.
6 cylinders, so zero potential and better performance.
It looks like it vibrates. You think it could be the horsepower?
With a quart of oil and the calibration of the injectors, it will start to get the washers again on the street.
We take a motor to its optimal level. We speak machine. Rush France, making the world function. Authorized agent, German Vega & Sons. Telephone number 322-3625. Email germanvega@btl.net.
Did you know that if you are an owner or operator providing accommodation for cash purposes to any local or foreign guests, regardless of its location in the country, you are required by law to register with the Registrar Hotels at the Belize Tourism Board? Did you know that? Section 27(1) of the Hotels and Tourist Accommodation Act, Chapter 285 of the Substantive Laws of Belize, Revised Edition 2011, makes it mandatory for you to register with the BTB. For further information, please contact the BTB by email, telephone, or fax.
Hi, my name is Michael Tios. I'm a Diginet customer. My kids' experience is wonderful. My children go to school, they're in high school, and the demands of them having to surf to do homework, also doing their games. There's no buffering when they're watching movies on Netflix likewise too. And when 5 months are actually on, I no longer have the problem of having to be waiting for that eternal circle to while buffering. So it's been excellent. For myself, normally I have to do proposals. I have to download large files. I also, on a daily basis, like just the music while I'm doing my work likewise too. If I had to sign up for Diginet, I had a 2 meg internet. I took on the 10 meg package, which is for $99. Also offers me free mobile data and talk. For an additional $25, I bundle my home phone onto my Diginet plan. Since switching over to BTL Diginet services, I've been able to head to my bed much more earlier. I no longer have to be waiting late at night, waiting till I can actually have the work bandwidth to do my work. I'm recommending everyone to sign up for Diginet services. And also, if you have a home phone, to add on the bundle, it will save you hugely.
Now available in Placencia and De Lamas phases 1 to 4. Coming soon to Benque and Corozal.
The sunny days are here, and whether it's for a picnic or in your kitchen, you need the meat. Gillette's Meat Shop proudly offers a variety of juicy cuts such as processed meats, ham, bacon, salami, longanisa, and sugar cure ham, just to mention a few. Enjoy our meats in beef, pork and mutton. So for that healthy cut your family enjoys, visit us at number 18 San Antonio Road in Orange Walk from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 12:30 and 3 to 5 p.m. Sundays, 8 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Place your orders at 322-3486 or 322-2175 or even 610-4061. Send us an email at derekgillett31@gmail.com. Gillett's Meat Shop, fresh and processed meats.
Ay, qué rico. Freshly extracted local honey, perfect for today's dessert. And these locally produced onions, they are just the right size for my popular onion rings and hamburgers. And these cuts of sheep lamb, also grown locally, are just perfect for my succulent barbecue. When I think about my family's health, I buy local products first. After all, they are fresh and healthier. And if you do the same, you're shaping a brighter future for your community, your family, and yourself, as local spending circles back to you. Remember, when you buy local products, you are building a better Belize.
This message is proudly sponsored by the Food and Agriculture Organization, European Union, Ministry of Agriculture, and Belize Marketing and Development Corporation.
Welcome back to the Sugar City Morning Show, 9:15. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last segment for the Sugar City Morning Show. A rather interesting morning here. We have had participation from Evan Williams, who is a postulant to be air representative, to be the standard bearer for the United Democratic Party, and hopefully as representative for the Orange Walk Central Division. And we are also having a discussion as to the taxi situation and the involvement of a businessman. Well, that there's nothing wrong with what he's offering. Absolutely nothing wrong. I think that it must be congratulated. His efforts must be congratulated. But at the end of the day, the question is, why are politicians involved in this?
Yeah.
Do you have commentary?
Yeah, honestly, you are talking about a taxi driver personal decision. It's a decision for a taxi man's personal decision. It's none of your business. If a taxi man wants to pay any price for any vehicle, he accepts to pay. For those guys to whom the personal was presented, I think it needs personnel, it's only jealousness and enviness. It's only 8 taxi that came in. Sorry for those guys to whom the personnel was not presented. It's only jealousness and enviness. Only 8 taxi came in, and to the association that it was presented. It's 8 members, so it's for them to make a deal or not.
We don't have a problem with the business as such, you know. We think we've made it very, very clear. The problem that we're questioning is the involvement of Mr. Kevin Bernard. Why is he involved in this?
I said now the customers decide if you want to ride a stinking noisy car or a car for people. He said it's not for animals, it's for customers. You know. That's that person's perception. But like you mentioned, Emmanuel, it's a business venture that this person is getting into, and if anybody want to buy into it, they buy into it.
My question is, why doesn't he put up a sign and say we sell vehicles?
Yeah. Hello, good morning, Sugar City Morning Show.
Yes, good morning. Just calling reference to taxi.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Update us. Yes. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. This is Ian, the Deputy Mayor.
Yes, good morning, sir, and welcome to the show. We are glad to have you. Tell us.
Morning, Secretary. Just clarifying this issue with the taxi. No, I was listening to you guys a while ago. It is an interesting thing, no, and I don't blame the taximen for actually voicing out their opinions and wanting to know what is going on. But the reality is that there's a private business that is offering vehicles to the taximen, or any taximen for that, if they want to have a better vehicle to offer to the public. And there's nothing wrong with what the council is playing here is that, one, we have said that no new taxi plates or no new taxi person will be given a license to run any taxi in this town. As I mentioned on the news yesterday, there is already enough taxi men in town. It is already saturated. The guys can barely make ends meet because there's too much taxi. So the council passed a moratorium saying that no more taxis will be allowed in Orange Walk, and only those who have already a taxi license or a taxi plate can operate in this town. So what the gentleman did was basically bringing these vehicles and is offering it to any taximan who wants to upgrade their vehicles. It is not mandatory. The council is not telling anyone, okay, you have to go and get a vehicle from this person. No. If you have your dilapidated vehicle and you feel that you cannot upgrade your vehicle this year, next year, then it's your choice. But if you feel that you can afford it and you want to do so, then you have an option. And that is an option that he's offering there.
So if myself or Emmanuel buy one in a car and want to run taxi, we will not be able to get a taxi
license for it because we're not actually taxi drivers. So
yes, correct.
We applaud the fact that no new taximan, new taxi license will be offered because, like you correctly said, the market is saturated. So what you're telling me is that the involvement of the town council is very simply to try to offer currently the service to those people who are currently taxi drivers and to try to avoid the opening of new taxi licenses. Is that right?
Correct. Because what will have to happen, Emmanuel, is that let's say if I want to upgrade my vehicle, I already have my existing taxi, right? And I want to upgrade my vehicle, you will have to give up your old plates of that old vehicle. Because then if we allow you to keep it, then you will have two. Then you're already flooding the market again. So you will have to give up your old taxi plate for this new taxi plate in this new vehicle.
Now, may I ask you a question? The question of insurance, because I think that figures prominently in this whole scenario. Will it be borne by the user or will it be borne by the investor?
I honestly wouldn't know because that is something between the investor and the taximan. Now we are not involved in that negotiation.
I understand.
What we did was that the investor came and asked the council for recommendation as to how he can proceed with these taxes and the taximen. So what we did, we recommended an association, an existing association. And we gave them the contacts and they are negotiating with them directly. And our involvement is to ensure that if they get these vehicles, we will facilitate the transfer of their existing taxi license to the new one. That's it. So what type of insurance they would have, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I think they use the party, right? Apparently.
Well, no, but I think that if I'm giving a person leasing out an $80,000 vehicle, which is really what you end up with paying, that you will need, I would like to have myself covered because $50 a day doesn't begin to cover me for my expense. So I would obviously would like to get the best, maybe comprehensive, so that if anything happens to you or to my vehicle when you're driving when you drive out my vehicle, because it's still my vehicle, until the day you finish paying it. If anything will happen to you, then at least I am covered for my expense. I mean.
Yes, I believe so also. But I'm not sure. I don't know what you're negotiating, but I agree with you. I think when you go to the bank as well, if you're buying a new vehicle, they ask you to insure it comprehensive as well.
Actually, yes.
For the same reason. But as to what they are dealing with, I don't know what agreement they're making when it comes to the insurance.
Just a second, sir. Thanks for the clarification, but earlier this morning I mentioned about the traffic light that is not working by Cheeto's era. I'm not sure if it has been fixed, but we were doing it as a public service and asking the drivers to be careful. What's the present situation of that light in that area?
I think one of the fuses burned, so they're getting that fuse anytime this week, and that just needs to be replaced.
Okay.
Well,
So at this point,
thank you for calling.
At this point, what message would you like to send to the drivers out there? Because I see some people pass and they don't really know if the light is working or not.
Well, just to be careful, you know, you get used to the lights, right? but just to be careful, look both ways and ensure that look at the pedestrians that are passing by. As soon as it's replaced, then they'll be back to normal. Huh? But just first, I just ask everyone to be careful drivers. You know, we have a lot of vehicles in Orange Walk Town now, and if you notice, everyone can notice that. You know, so everyone must be careful. The cyclists as well. Remember, the cyclists are a vehicle as well, so they must respect the same laws as a car or a truck. So I just ask everyone to be careful, and to the taxi drivers, there's no need to worry. No one is forcing anyone to go and get a new vehicle. This is just an opportunity that arises with a private investor and the taxi men. And they're dealing right now with a current association. And I know he mentioned that he was going to speak to other associations, but it was basically like a pilot project that he's doing with this specific association. And if it works out, then he can see if he can invest more on other taxi associations. And this is not what happening in our job, you know, currently in Belopan as well.
Yeah, well, thanks for the update, and when the light get fixed, just give an update as well, all right?
No problem.
Thank you for calling.
Clarification there, Pat?
Okay. Well, that was the voice of the Deputy Mayor, Mr. Ian Cal, who we appreciate that you called. Really do. And to try to clarify the situation there.
So the business person approached them and they recommended him to an association.
Yes. Perhaps, you see, the whole thing is clouded by the fact that the investor in this case is not a Caribbean Motors, is not Belize Estate and Produce Company Limited, that has a business with a showroom and where it would legitimize or stop people from asking questions, if that is what I really want to say. Because if you don't have that and you only see cars parked in his yard, and you hear about Kevin this, and you hear about this one involved, and so on, then you begin to ask questions. And then people wondering, and then some people come to their own decisions, and sometimes they even believe the lies that they're told, and well, I am convinced at the end of the day that it's as innocuous as it can possibly be, that there's no harm done by this man, this investor, that he's very simply offering his services to people.
You buy if you want.
You buy if you want. And at the end of the day, well, we needed that transparency, those questions answered. So thank you very much again.
Yeah, well, it's 4 minutes away from 9 o'clock. Once again, we'd like to encourage persons to continue registering. The text that came in from San Esteban said earlier, Emmanuel, that we live in San Esteban, but we are working in Orange Walk. Is there a possibility that we can register in Orange Walk?
Oh, yes. Yes. As I've always mentioned to everybody, if they have announced a date for the San Esteban school to be opened as very simply part of an outreach program to make it easier for people within the San Esteban community to be able to register without having to come all the way to Orange Walk. But if you don't have time to go register at the San Esteban school during the course of the day, you can register at any school that is within your electoral division. In other words, if you're living in Central, you can go to La Inmaculada and you can go to San Francisco. Any one of those schools to register, because those schools are catering to the people from Central Division. It's not that you will end up voting there, you will still be voting in San Esteban. It's just that you chose to register at that division because the law provides that you can register at any of the points within the electoral division. I have to make it very clear. You can register at any of the points within the electoral division. So, to answer your question, yes, you can register to vote at La Inmaculada or San Francisco without any problem. Your name will appear in the San Esteban list because that's where you will declare yourself as home. And I'm hoping that you do that. So, yes, you can.
Yeah, well, we encourage voters, we encourage citizens to continue registering. There is a registration center in San Jose. There is one here in Trial Farm, one at Chapel that goes up until the 20th. We have La Inmaculada School, we have San Francisco School for Central, and for Orange Walk East, it's at the Louisiana School. So we're inviting everybody to come out and register. Do it by your own. Come out and go, just like some people go by election day, hey, I don't want nobody care me. I'm going to vote myself. So do it on your own and you go and register. Make it your business to do it and receive that documentation so when a referendum come, when election come, you are ready to vote.
Thank you, Chiqui. A este punto quiero dar las gracias al equipo de producción, a las personas que participaron hoy, a ti, Chiqui, muchas gracias, pero importantemente a ustedes, la audiencia, que nos ve y que por su preferencia nos animan. Muchas gracias. Recordándoles de que este show se repite hoy por la noche a las 9, pero estaremos de vuelta con ustedes mañana a la misma hora. Trataremos de tener a el nuevo jefe de la policía regional. Déjame decirte que el señor Chi siempre está como officer in charge en Orange Walk, pero la persona, el regional commander, ya es una persona, es de Orange Walk, lo conocemos como Senior Superintendent Luis Castellanos. Él estará con nosotros tan pronto esté de vuelta de su viaje. Agradeciéndole la participación a todos y diciendo, mañana será otro día. Mi nombre es Emmanuel.
I'm Robert Cheque Usher. For you folks who like to view your novella, we got your novella coming up at 12 o'clock. We also have a repeat of the Channel 7 News. Then at 6:30 this evening, we got the live Channel 7 News right here on this same station. So we'd like to thank you once again who tuned in. Have yourself a wonderful, beautiful day. Today, my name is Robert Cheque Usher, and we say Emmanuel, hasta mañana.
Until we meet again, cuídense mucho, take care of yourselves. Nos vemos mañana.
Sugar City Morning Show.